Does it matter that my head's cut out?
Probably. Do you want to put some under it? Better?
Yeah. What am I starting off with first then? Hi guys, welcome back to another vlog. This phone's ringing. Hiya mate. Do an intro. No? I've sat down to do this intro about 15 times. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna follow that up with. This has took me 3-4 weeks to get to this period. I said on I did like a little, not a vlog, but a little clip of how I got home and what the situation was. And honestly, things have not been great since then. Not just physically, well, mostly mentally. My head wasn't in a great place. Well, yeah, I don't know what the correct medical term for that is, but I was suffering and
What's up?
I said I was suffering. I feel like a lie. Just cut that bit out. Yeah, I was suffering, and honestly, I wouldn't have been fit to like give a bit of a logical vlog of what the situation was, because I was just crying random things. I don't know why and what, and now the more research I've done, I realised it was like to do with the trauma of the accident and what my body's gone through, what my brain's gone through. And yeah, basically I wanted to talk about that, talk about the situation of the crash. The footage of the crash is in this vlog. Me having meltdowns is going to be talked about, and all of my injuries, where we are right now, what we plan to do in the future, and yeah, full roundup. So if you stay tuned to the really end, you're going to get to see the crash and me seeing it for the first time, which has literally happened about 15 minutes ago. So that's took me to this point to see as well. Firstly, I wanted to talk about like the mental side of things and the situation that I was in, or I'm currently in. I've started to go and see a trauma psychologist, which honestly I knew from within 2 days of waking up in the hospital there wasn't something right. Like I kept saying to Christy that I thought that someone else went to sleep in the hospital and this person's woke up, which sounds crazy, but that's what it felt like in my head. And I'm getting better, a lot better. Obviously the support of everybody around me and things like that, but honestly, yeah, that's the biggest. Like the injuries are a massive drawback, but I can literally see myself in day to day or week to week getting better. Obviously you have some bad days, but I think the biggest thing I suffered with first of all was like the feeling of letting people down, or letting, I don't know the right way of saying it. I think of feeling, or that I'd let the team down, I'd let the sponsors down, let myself down, and I don't know why, because the massive part of our job is you have a crash, you get hurt, and that's it. But because I had like such a good start to the year with the British Championship, and even I was so happy with the bikes, all the bikes, even the Superbike and the Superstock bike, and I think it made it worse. And the amount of work I'd put in over the winter, and obviously with running the team and stuff, and that was really, really hard to take at the start. So yeah, once I'd sort of got over that, and then I thought, oh, I'm okay now, and then like the trauma of it all just wouldn't leave me. So it was like having these massive episodes of basically having a meltdown and crying and not knowing why I was crying, or what, I didn't know what was happening and stuff. Not easy to take when I suppose you base your whole life on being mentally tough, and this.
Yeah, but not a lot of people go through what you've gone through.
Yeah, I know that, but people saying that to you doesn't make any difference. Do you know what I mean?
You've spent your whole life locking up bad things that have happened to you in a tiny little box in your head, and I think this is...
I hit the curb and the lid blew clean off.
The box is open.
The lid blew off the fucking box. Now I can't get the box to shut again. The stuff that was in there. Do you ever pack your car and everything fits in the first time and you go put it back in the second time, it doesn't fit? That's what's happening in my head right now. So yeah, I went to see a psychologist, who was like a trauma specialist, and honestly, it's the best thing I've ever done. So thank you to Matt Roberts for sorting that out for me. If anybody else out there is not even suffering from trauma, but just suffering, just go and see someone or talk to someone or do something, because sitting with these demons in your head doesn't help anyone. So yeah, that's been the big struggle basically, and that's why I haven't been back on the vlogs. So I'm really sorry to everyone that's been sending me lovely messages telling me how much they miss the content and different things. Hopefully from now on, if things keep progressing the way they are, I'm back on the YouTube game. So basically I'm just going to give a bit of a run through of what happened. Well, I don't know what happened because I've got absolutely no memory of that, but I know I took the front and I crashed, and I woke up 4 or 5 days later after firstly getting a 10-hour operation, getting the people in the air ambulance saved my life. They got me to the hospital, sort of stable, or they stabilised me in the hospital, induced me into a coma. Then I got the operation the following day, and then I came out of the coma on the Sunday evening, I'm going to say, from the Thursday, or they brought me back round again. Got no real, I don't have any memory of any of that until probably the Sunday evening when you were there. Or
Do you remember that?
It's hard because the hardest thing is like actually remembering what people have told you. It's like your childhood memories, you know what I mean? Do you actually remember them, or it's because someone's told you enough stories? So I remember bits. The last memory I have, funny enough, is waving at Connor Cummins as I set out of the pits. That's it. I don't remember anything of the lap or the crash or anything like that. And then obviously the next memory is like, I don't know why I could hear this, or like maybe starting to come round and hear the people talking about turning the machine off, so I don't know if that's even possible or how or what, but that's sort of what's in my head. And then loads of vague things after that of me rambling shit to you and talking. So yeah, the first week in hospital was definitely hard, like really hard, because I couldn't literally do anything. I was bedbound. And
you was in intensive care, weren't you, at that point?
Yeah.
I do think at that point though you were still quite out of it. Do you mean the week when you were in the trauma unit?
Yeah, so I don't really remember anything of being in intensive care. So in my head, my first week in hospital was really the second week in hospital.
You had a week in intensive care. And
in my head, that's what I'm explaining. But Christy obviously had a week of me there, just looking into my eyes, telling me how much she loved me, and me not even responding.
The first thing you said when you could talk, you couldn't talk very much, but gasping for air, you was just so apologetic. I think you apologised to everyone you spoke to, bless you. But so basically, what actually happened? Like, what did you injure in your crash?
So injury-wise in my crash, I broke my foot, and my foot got wired like straight across the metatarsals, which got taken out a couple of days ago, and that was horrendous. So if anyone's had wires pulled out with pliers out of their foot, I feel for you. That was bad. I broke my femur in, I'm going to say 2 or 3 places, so that's rodded and pinned at the top, so there's big screws right across the joint. I'll chuck some x-rays in and you can have a look. I don't like looking at them, but some of you guys might looking at them. That's in. My shoulder is plated right up here and the joint, and there's like, I'm going to say 12 or 13 screws in that. Then this wrist was broke, but they didn't figure that out till like 2 weeks after being in the hospital, so that's never had anything on, because it was just starting. They were going to plate it, and then I left the hospital and they were going to plate it here, and then they realised it started fixing itself, so that's just fixed itself. Lung collapsed. That was what was killing me, I think, or the major sort of thing at the time, because I'd stopped breathing. That was filling with blood because my ribs had punctured my lung and I was bleeding internally. And then, so yeah, obviously my ribs were broke. So then there was tubes and stuff in there. Oh my God, if anyone's ever had tubes taken out of the mouth through a broken rib, I've got massive appreciation for you. So that's pretty much all of the injuries. There was other bumps and bruises, and my face was broke here somewhere, my eye socket or my gland under my eye, I think. So I was struggling a little bit with my eye after, just for like a little bit of double vision and stuff. I'm going to say that's it.
So when you crashed, the first night they had to keep you stable, and then the second day you went in
The theatre.
Yeah, for 8 or 9 hours, I think it was. And then it was the day after that, so the Saturday that you started coming around, I think, and that's the day that Neil brought me and Jessie and the dog back in the camper.
But I was still in coma then, wasn't I?
No, you'd started coming around, but you had the tubing, so you still couldn't breathe when you were on at that point. They had you on the ventilator, so you couldn't talk. That's when you were trying to communicate to everyone. And then I flew back over on Sunday, and they took your tube out Sunday, like dinner time-ish, because you rang me. Oh. And then you couldn't talk very much, but and then
that was a good thing.
You had another good few days in intensive care, and then I think it was like the Thursday or the Friday, I think maybe, they put you on the trauma unit, and that's when you had your own room then, isn't it?
That's sort of where my memory starts from, really.
Right.
I don't really remember a lot of being in intensive care. Anyway, I got looked after absolutely amazingly in Belfast Royal, was I?
Yeah.
In Belfast Royal, both the doctors, the nurses, everybody in there was amazing. And amazing as that was, I really wanted to get home. So the plan was to fly me home, and then they couldn't because of my lung. And then they said because of that, they wouldn't send me in an ambulance because an ambulance wouldn't go on the boat, and there was a whole hoo-ha. So basically, I rung my comfort blanket Neil, and Neil come and collected me. And we got the ferry back on, I don't know what day it was.
Jesse came and saw you for a day in Ireland.
Oh yeah, he come to see me in the hospital
with
and
Neil
stuff.
and Phil for a day.
They come over to visit me the week before, and that was really good to see. To see Jesse made me so happy because I knew he was worrying about me and stuff, and no child that age should be having to worry about the parents, so that meant a lot to me. But the hardest part was getting the boat. I got the boat home with Neil, and we got booked in like this disabled room, and it was brilliant, and thanks to Maxwell's for sorting all that out for me. But we drove past the Isle of Man, and I've never because we always got the night boat, I've never understood how close the boat goes to the actual Isle of Man. And it was race day and it was busy, and I remember I was just so close to being there, but I wasn't. And that was hard.
You cried.
Yeah.
That's alright. We're all allowed to cry.
I was sitting on the edge of the deck, and like Neil had buggered off and left me, so I was sitting there in my wheelchair, and this family, like this old couple, were sitting there, like just reminiscing of how beautiful the weather was, and it was a beautiful day, and I was just sat there crying in this wheelchair. I must have thought, who's left this lunatic on his own, and why is he sat there crying? But yeah, that was hard. Just looking at the Isle of Man and wanting to be there bad, but
you got home on the drive, and you was like just tiny.
Happy, yeah.
Neil picked you up and carried you in, and you cried when you got home, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then you've had.
I was just chuffed to be home. I think I didn't.
Yeah. And I remember you saying to me you didn't think you were going to make it home. You had 3 weeks on the sofa with getting sink baths every morning by me and Jesse, and then things have just about started to get back to normality, haven't they? Yeah,
so I can pretty much not fully got out of my wheelchair. I can't walk far, but I can walk a little bit now. Since getting the wires out of my foot and stuff. But I've lost 10 kilos. I'm down to like 55 kilos, which is, when you're only 65 to start off, you wouldn't think you had that to lose. But yeah, I'm very weak, fragile, and all them things at the minute. But
you get better.
We're
getting stronger every day, aren't you?
We're making progress. I just wanted to do this more so to let people realise the struggle that happens to motorbike racers. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking hard when the shit hits the fan. It's hard. So the more good people you have around you, good family, good team, good friends, sponsors, everything. And I'm lucky to have all of them things. So I basically just wanted to do this as well to say thanks to all you guys and everything you've done. It's been, it's made me realise how...
For looking after me.
Yeah, my boss and my team have been absolutely amazing, and
Leo, coming every week and carrying you out.
Bless him. But yeah, it's meant a lot to me.
Neighbours have carried you in and out when we've needed to get to hospital appointments.
It's a good job I'm not a big dude, isn't it? What else do we have to talk about? So yeah, I do plan on getting back on the vlog thing now, because obviously I'm not really fit to do a whole lot else right now apart from go to physio, go to the oxygen chamber. I'm doing all them things. So it's weird, like you get the pain's really bad, and then it gets better, then you start getting a bit better and trying to do more, and then it gets really, really bad again. If you've listened to this long, you're going to see the crash. I've already said that I've watched the crash.
Yeah, but you've not explained that it's going to have the whole Thursday on it and stuff.
The vlog's too long, it's already 16 minutes.
I'll cut half of this out anyway.
What, I've just spilled my heart out and you're going to cut it all out? Fucking hell.
Is there any other thing that's happened that you want to tell them?
Shit in the bed in the hospital.
You made Paul sit and watch you do a poo. You FaceTimed me the first time you sat and did a poo on the toilet.
I don't remember any of that. I was being that sweet to Christy when I was morphined off my head that she asked the doctor if she could send some morphine home with me so she could inject me herself to be sweet to her.
I walked in there on the Sunday and I had conjunctivitis in both eyes. I'd not sleeping or eaten for 3 days. I'd literally brought Jessie in the camp home and flew straight back out. And I went straight to the hospital to see you. And you went, "Oh, pet, you look beautiful." And I thought, bloody hell, what are they giving you?
Oh, bless you. If you don't learn nothing else, just stay on your motorbike. Don't fall off, because it's a fucking pain in the arse.
Well, it's flashing red anyway, so I think
that thumbnail.
On the end of it. Definitely not.
Oh yeah, the footage is a bit bitty, but we don't know why it's doing it well. The camera's had a bang in the crash or what, but we're going to speak to the people from Insta360 and see what the get-up is. But
Camera had a bit of an impact fall.
anyway, enjoy the footage, enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and the rest of the vlogs are going to be loads better than this one, so check back in to see a decent vlog.
Press stop.
What do you think of Christy being in front of the camera? She's...
I'm not, I'm behind you. Deja vu from last year. Lee was meant to be up there
slightly late, we're not...
10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago.
Everything in Ireland's always delayed, and it pisses me off when you get warmed up and then sit down there for ages and get cold again. Because my body really suffers from not being warm and not having stretches probably more than anyone else. Is your phone ringing?
When it's finished, just let me know. Right? Yeah. I don't know how
It's literally just, I had a feel it's the ridge on the front of the fuel cap.
individual wheelie, middle modes, change lots of things. With gapping mode on, new mode off. You want to try something else, you can go through the modes. Grid's clear now.
I'll put them in and then we'll wait a bit and then see. Well, the beat's just gone out on the top there now, so we'll see what that is.
Do you want to put them straight in, guys? As it just, yeah, please. Our bestest mates with him. Which one? Johnny. I've got radios for, not so we don't have to use phones. spent less time on your pissing phone. What are you doing now? Crying. Crying, you know any plumbers?
They're there
They
for a
work.
reason.
Why is she pointing that camera at me? Can't have a word, Graham, for fuck's sake. Oh, my belt's not tucked in. Wonder why my pants are falling down. Back one of the first sector times.
Neo.
Tuesday compared to today.
Oh, Neo.
That'll tell us whether it's still wet.
It's Neo. Los Theo.
rather than hear it from me, why don't you tune into BBC Sounds and go onto the player and find
No, it's honestly, I get the medical team. Get the medical team coming across. Come on, Dave.
I'm sorry, they do the down rate, and they do a good job on it, and well done to the guys for putting an engine underneath. Well, we were only talking about Darryl yesterday.
That's all right.
Darryl was a friend of
We get
ours.
some lads around the spot from the marshals.
Passed away a month ago. He was a great sponsor.
Guys, we can Okay, cool. We're going to lift this bike. Can we slide him out into the road? We've got red flags. Right, on your shout. Red.
Straight north about 2 feet here.
Take the legs together. Use the leathers.
Let you know exactly.
We're straight north about 2 feet here. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, ready? Steady, lift.
Get the scissors out.
Lee, how are you? You okay there, my friend?
We'll wait to find out exactly what that red flag was, but we have done just 20 minutes of this 60-minute session.
I've got some
Time's coming down quite long. The fastest we saw on Tuesday was a 36, I think, 36.5. Yeah, they're there or thereabouts.
Watch your back, Sam.
Well, there's also an opportunity to make adjustments.
What are you getting?
my fingers. Lee.
Watch your feet there. Right, you guys take it away. Take it away.
So while we have a few minutes, why don't we take a look back to last year, 2022, and the Supersport race.
Hello, we're hey.
The Strain Engineering Supersport race, first of 2022. Alistair Seeley, Adam McLean and David Totter on your front row. Michael Dunlop, Dean Harrison and James Hillier on the second row. Lee Johnston, Paul Jordan and Michael Sweeney are on row 3. And Connor Cummins heads up row 4. So then the track in reasonable order despite the rain. There are no puddles. The pace car has been out and taken a look at it. And we will see who can make the whole shot. Can Alistair Seeley get off the line first? Look at the focus in their eyes, they're just checking out that flag and waiting to go. It's all about who doesn't spin it up, who gets the grip off the start line. Alistair Seeley, 34, right at the start, he's on pole position. Can he nail it down towards Millbank Avenue? We're going to find out in a minute. Water cascades out the bottom of the fairings, and Davey Todd gets a really good start on the 74.56. Adam McLean is there as well, but Alistair Seeley's dropped in the front of him. Second place for Seeley at the moment, but Davey Todd absolutely made that whole job work. Now then, your corner, that is always going to be the trickiest one on this opening lap, Steve. Oh yeah, very much down into there. You can see that flag out saying diminished grip, and there is diminished grip. And
I need to pull it. Where we're going to take it. I'm going to take it over there, but I need to pull it right there.
Williams not far behind.
I put it against the wall. Maybe I put it this way.
You're not turning.
No, it's not turned. It's just locked.
Lever up here.
Huh?
Lever up that slippery.
She's locked. She won't turn. The steering won't turn. I want to pick it up that way. Oh, wait a minute. Right, lever up now. Don't pass there, Paul. Oh, boy. She won't turn.
Who's that? Coops?
Yeah, I see you following. Do you remember any of that?
No. impressive, is it?
One arm.
One arm and one leg trying to guide the steering wheel.
Ah, stop.
Telling you.
Jeez, you have her there.
It's only got little wheels on the front of her.
Hey, you have her. Come on.
Correct.
Come on.
It's on 3.5 meters, Sweeney.
You're flying.
I'm nearly wore me toe out. Look, trying to throw in the bastard.
Hey, Ted, look at the size of your little legs.
Oh. What's happening?
Your belly's nice and slow.
Are you alright on the grass?
Where's it sore? Knee?
Just tight, yeah.